So the next thing what I want to do is a ripple carry adder. Ripple carry adder or a parallel adder. Now what is a ripple carry adder? It will add bits parallelly. So let us take an example. I'll take an example of 4-bit ripple carry adder. So my example will be for a 4-bit ripple carry adder. Now how will this ripple carry adder work? Now 4 bits, that means two numbers, 4 bits each. So the first number, let me take it as A0. I'll take it as A3, A2, A1, A0. This is the first number. And let me give the value for this number as 0, 0, 1, 0. Any number you can take. The second number I'll take it as B3, B2, B1, B0. Let me give the value for this number as 1, 1, 1, 0. Any value you can give. Now parallel adder, it will add two numbers parallelly. So what happens? See, this 0 will be added along with this 0. 0 plus 0 is what? Is 0. Do you have a carry? We don't have a carry. So 0 plus 0, let me take this as S0, sum 0. So sum 0. And am I getting a carry over here? From here to here, 0 plus 0 is 0, which I've given as S0. There is no carry. So what I will do, let me name this as C1. Here I will give C1, which is 0. There is no carry. So I've written it as C1. And there is no carry, 0 carry. So let us keep it like this. Now when I was adding 0 and 0, whenever you add the first digit, did we take any carry over here? I did not take any carry to add 0 and 0. So let me take this as input carry Cin is equal to C0. And what was the value? We did not take any value at all. So it will be equal to 0. Now when I'm adding this 1 and 1, so when I'm adding this 1 and 1, what will happen? 1 plus 1 is what? 0. To add this 1 plus 1, I should also add the previous carry. Same like our addition, normal addition. So 1 plus 1 will be 0 with the previous carry 0. So what will be the value? 0. Carry will be generated. What is the new carry? 1 is generated. So the new carry 1 is generated. Let me take this as C2. From where was C2 generated? C2 is generated from the previous addition. So again I will repeat. 0 plus 0 is 0. So the sum will be 0. Initially we will not take any carry. So Cin will be equal to 0. C0, I'll take it as C0. It is equal to 0. So that 0 I took over here. Now to add the second number, 1 plus 1 will be, sum will be 0, carry will be generated. This carry should be added along with this, right? So what is our C1? C1 will be 0, C2 will be equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 is 0. So what will be our sum S1? S1 will be equal to 0. Next. 0 plus 1 is what? The third digit. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 0. So the third sum will be equal to 0. And what is the carry sum? So this, let me label this as S3. The third digit is S3. And what is the carry which I'm getting? 1 plus, again I'll get a carry of 1. And this carry, let me label it as So this carry, let me label it as C3. C3, which is also equal to C out. So this last one is also equal to C out. C3 will also be equal to C out. Okay, this is how a ripple carry adder will work. So I have this full adder over here. So I've placed the full adder. I can give for ripple carry adder, how many full adders I need? I need 4 full adder. It is a 4 bit. It can be 3 bit. It can be n bit. We can use even an n bit ripple carry adder. I'm showing for 4 bit. So 4 bit ripple carry adder. What is the input I will give? So each one will have 3 inputs. A, B, C. Only for the first one I'll be having C. For the other one I will not have anything. So let me label the first one as, according to us it is A of 0. Then what is the next one? Let me label this next one as B of 0. And what is the next one? This I took it as C. It was also equal to C of 0. According, if you give it in vector format, it will also be equal to C of 0. So now let me join the inputs. So this is A of 0. This is my B of 0. C should always be 0. So let me mention again, C of 0 should be equal to 0. So if you want, I'll edit it. C of 0, its value is always 0. So we should keep this as 0. So I've retained it as 0. Now this is what? This is full adder 0, 1, 2, 3, anything I can give. I'll give full adder 0. This box. Now this is going to give 2 outputs. What is the first output? 2 outputs I'll give. One is S of 0. I don't require C out over here. Even if I keep, so I'll just connect this. And I can connect this also. But for verification, I don't require this. So this one, let me make this as S0. S of 0 which we have. This is what? C of 1. So this is what, according to our this thing, according to our circuitry, this is C of 1. Now actually I don't need to see this. If I give 1, the first one is sum, the second one is carry. Okay, fine, it's correct. So this is C1. I don't want the C1. I don't want to see this result. So this is not required for us. If you don't want, there is no need to place that LED. So next connection we can do. So what is the next connection? So next connection is 2 inputs only I am having. Third input will be from the previous one. So don't worry about the values 1, 0. We'll be labeling it. This, what is the next input to the second full adder? This should be B of 0. So the next input, whatever I'm having, is A of 1. And the other one, what I have over here is this should be B of 1. So this is B of 1. What is the next input? The next input is nothing but it is C of 1. So the next input, whatever I have, is nothing but C of 1. So I should take C of 1 from here and give it as one of the inputs. This can be given in any order, right? So this was easy, so I gave it there. So one input is C of 1, one input is A of 1, and one more input is B of 1. So what will be the output what I get over here? I'll get an output of S of 1. So I'll get an output of S of 1. So this output, let me make it as S of 1. And here I'll connect this to S of 1. But do I require C of 2 over here? This is nothing but C of 2, but I don't require C of 2. So this is actually C of 2. For reference, you can keep it, but we don't require that part. It is generating 2 outputs, so I'm giving it over here. So what is this? This is C of 2. Which we don't require. Now what happens? Again, I have to give 3 inputs over here for the next one. So I'll give 3 inputs. 2 inputs only I require. One more input is from there. So what is this input? One input over here, if I label it, it will be A of 2. This is one input. What is the next input what I have over here? This is B of 2. What is the next input I should get? It should be C of 2. So one input will be C of 2. So where do I have C of 2? I have it over here. So C of 2. One input is A of 2. The other input is B of 2. So what is the output I have? I will get 2 outputs. One is S of, so S of 2 is required for us. So S of, I'll just put it on top, maybe it will get shorted. Okay. So this output will be S of 2. But do I require the carry? I don't require the carry output to be seen. So I can leave that carry. I don't require that one. So this is the complete 4-bit ripple carry adder what we are discussing about. So there are two 4-bit inputs, A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, B of 0, B of 1, B of 2 and B of 3. Seen is equal to C of 0, that will be equal to 0. So here I will get C1. C1 is acting as the input to the next one, next full adder. So let me label this full adder as full adder 0, full adder 0. So let me label this as full adder of 1. Let me label this as full adder of 2. And this one as full adder of 3. Now this first full adder will give you a sum S of 0. Second full adder is giving you a sum S of 1. The third one is S of 2 and the fourth one is S of 3. Finally, whatever you get the output is the C out. So for this, if we take the binary addition, A0, A1, A2, A3, 4-bit data, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. So this is a 4-bit data what I'm representing, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. This is the first data. Similarly, you will have data B also in the same format. B of 0, B of 1, B of 2 and B of 3. So the same data we can take, but we will follow higher order 3. So this, let me make it as 2. Let me make this as 1 and let me make this as 0. So this is the LSB and this is the MSB. So here also let me make it as B3, B2, B1, B0, which will match according to the diagram. Scene is given to the LSB. So scene of 0, scene is equal to 0 will be given to the LSB. So here I will have this will give you the output C of 4. carry out of the fourth one will give you the output C of 4. So before going to the output, what is the input I give over here? The input which I give over here will be C of 3. The input which I give to the next one will be C of 2. The input which I give to the next one will be C of 1, because that is what is generated from the previous stage. And the initial input will be C in, which is nothing but C of 0. So like this it will be generated. Then when we add, what is the result? What we will get? This will give the result S of 3. This will give the result S of 2. And the next one will give you the result S of 1. And the next one will give you the result S of 0. And what is the carry it will generate? This stage will generate the carry C4. This stage will generate the carry C3. This stage will generate the carry C2, and this stage will generate the carry C1. Okay. So which means if I add A of 0 plus B of 0 along with C in of 0, I will get two outputs. The first output is S of 0, which is over here, and I'm getting a carry. This carry is nothing but C1. C1 is going as input to the next stage. You can see in the diagram. So C1 is going as input to the next stage. For the second full adder of 1, the input will be C1, A1, B1. So one input is C1, the other input is A of 1, the other input is B of 1. What is the output that is generated? Output will be S of 1, and carry that is generated with C2, which will go to the next full adder. So carry that is generated is C2, which is going as input to the next full adder. This is similar to your decimal addition. So if I take the example 1111 plus 1111, what is the solution? What I will get? I'll get the solution of 111 and so the solution what I will get is 111 and 0. So 1 plus 1 is 1 0. 0 will be over here. 1 is carry. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 1. 1 1 carry. So in this way, this is the solution what I've got for this ripple carry adder, 4-bit ripple carry adder or parallel adder. Now this 4-bit ripple carry adder we have implemented using data flow model. Let us try to implement this using structural model. When you use structural model, full adder will act like a submodule for the ripple carry adder. So we have the same full adder. This is also a 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 full adder. What has changed? Only the input which is going to this has changed. Generally in full adder, what are the inputs? We have A, B, C in. What is the output? S and C out. In the first full adder 0, what is the input? A will be equal to A of 0. B is equal to B of 0. C is equal to C of 0. What is your sum? Sum is equal to S of 0, and carry C out will be equal to C of 1 for the first full adder. If you take the second full adder of the ripple carry adder, it is the same full adder. So in the same full adder, I have inputs A, B, C in, S and C out. But A in the second full adder will be equal to A1. B in the second full adder will be equal to B1. C in the second full adder will be equal to C1. Sum in the second full adder will be S1. Carry in the second full adder will be S2. So this is how it is going to work. All these full adders are the same full adders. Now we'll try to implement full adder using Verilog. So now ripple carry adder only I've taken. So I'll give the name as RCA. Next, no need to change all these things. We have retained as it is. So right click, new source, Verilog module. So it is RCA. Let me keep it as RCA only. Next. Now what are the inputs I had? If you can see, I had an input A, B. So let me take this input as A. There was also another input B. Now what was the size of the bit? If you can see, I had written A3, A2. See, the input was A3, A2, A2, A1, A0. Instead of writing like this, we can also write it in vector format. If you write it individually like this, A3, A2, A1, A0, this is scalar format. You can write it in vector format. So let me write it as A comma B, and I will write bus. So it is A3. What was the MSB? 3. What was the LSB? 0. And let me write sum. Sum was, again it was a bus. It was an output. So it was 3 down to 0. Ripple carry adder. So according to it, it will have only one input C in, and there will be only one output C out. So this is an output. Next, finish. Come back there. When you come back, you will come to know over here. So now, what is the input which I have taken? Input is, okay, let me write the output. So my output is S comma C out. What is my input? A comma B comma C in. This is my triple carry adder. So now how have I done? Input 3 down to 0. If I write like this, it means A is 4-bit in size. At the same time, B is also 4-bit in size. All the variables which are of the same size can be written directly. Then sum is how much? Sum is an output. I cannot combine input and output. So sum is an output, 4-bit size I have written separately. There is one input C in, there is one output C out. Okay. Now this full adder, we will write ripple carry adder. We'll write the program for ripple carry adder in data flow model and also in gate level model. So first let me show you how to write the program in data flow model. So data flow model, assign, what is the first one? Sum of 0. What is sum of 0 equal to? What is the expression for sum? Sum is equal to A XOR B XOR C, right? This is our sum. A XOR B XOR C. Now, I told you we are going to consider wires. Their intermediate signals were wires. So I will have wire. So wire, let me take wires as C4 down to 0 C. 4 down to 0 wire is C, where I'll write one comment over here. C0 is equal to C in for our reference, and C4 is equal to C out. Let us see whether it will match. So sum is this one, first one. Next, what is the second one? Assign S of 1 equal to A of 1. That is the second sum. You're going to add second bit. A of 1 XOR B of 1 XOR C of 1. This is the second bit. What is the third bit? Assign S of 2 is equal to A of 2 XOR B of 2 XOR C of 2. So this is the third bit. What is the fourth bit? Assign S4 is equal to A of 3 so this will be A of 3 XOR B of 3 XOR C of 3 is the input, right? All these are inputs. A XOR B XOR C in the same order I have written. So A XOR B XOR C. This is known as the order of the input. So this is nothing but full adder expression. Sum in full adder is equal to what? A XOR B XOR C in. Same thing I followed and I've written for 4 full adders. Next carry is there, right? Assign. So what is carry equal to? So first full adder carry output, C out will be equal to nothing but C1. So I've taken a vector format. So vector format, because here I've written in vector wire 4 down to 0. So this will be C1. C1 is equal to, what was the carry? I'll write the general expression for carry first. A and B, or B and C, or B or C, or A and C. This is the general expression for carry, right? So using this expression only, I will write it. I will keep this expression for reference. So I will keep it as reference so that it is easy to write. Okay, here I've kept it for reference. So what is C1? The output C out. This let me write it as C out. C out, and this let me write it as C in for understanding purpose. So this is C in, this is also C in. So what is our expression now? Let us see the expression. The expression will be A of 0. This is the first one, right? So A of 0 and B of 0. Then this is B of 0 and C of 0. C of 0. Next, what is this? A of 0 and C of 0. Then only it is generating. If you want, we can close this bracket. Done. So this is working. So next, let us write the next one. Assign C2, because this is the next carry of the second full adder. C2 will be equal to, so let me follow the same thing whatever I have over here. Control C I've given. So C2, this is A of 1 and B of 1. So here it is B of 1. And what is the C input for the second full adder? C input to the second full adder was C output from the first full adder, which is nothing but C1. And A of 1, and here it will be C of 1. So this is the second one is done. I will write the third one. So what is the third one again? I will write assign C of 2 is C of 3. C of 3 is equal to A of 2 and B of 2 and OR with B of 2, or this will be C of 2 or A of 2 or C in of 2. C in no, only C of 2, right? So only C of 2. So let me close this bracket. Let me close this bracket. And what is the last one which I have? So it is assign C4 is equal to, this will be A of 3, this will be B of 3, this will be 3, this will be C of 3, this will also be 3. Done. That's all. But what did I write over here? Input is C in, output is C out, right? So I can write one more statement over here. Assign C in is equal to C of 0, because I've written C of 0 is equal to input. Then what I can write? In the end, I can write assign C out is equal to what? You can write it in any order, no problem. C out, C of 4 will be equal to C out. That's all is our ripple carry adder. Let me synthesize. See, there are so many errors it is showing. What are the errors we will see? Line number 33, assign A, B. Okay, I've put a bracket over here. So let me put a bracket over here, here, here. So this is closed. Let me open this and close this. I have to close this bracket here. So this should be closed, open and closed. I have to close the bracket over here and over here. See, you can use this brackets only for simplification of our understanding. So let me check it. Done. Let me view the schematic. And this is the ripple carry adder program what we have written. So there was an error in which C out was equal to C4. So it should have been, this is okay, C in should have been equal to C of 0, but we had written the reverse order. So there was telling some mismatch in the assignment. So this one we have considered. Let us view the RTL schematic. I'll check the syntax. There is one more error here. We had written yes of 4 in this part, but it should have been yes of 3. This is another error which was reflected in the errors. So now we'll check the syntax, we'll view the RTL schematic, and we'll go to the simulation part. This is ripple carry adder using data flow model. Ideally or generally what people follow is ripple carry adder using structural model. This is data flow model. People follow ripple carry adder using structural model. So after this we'll see the structural model. Now in the console window, here I have the console window in the bottom part. I have told. So in the console window, you can see so many things running. So you can see there is, I can tell you, okay, let me drag this console window so that you can see what is the console window. Before that, we'll finish this and come to console window. So ripple carry adder, it was A 3 down to 0 because we had taken a vector, B 3 down to 0 because we had taken a vector, C in. So ripple carry adder A had A, B, C in as inputs and it generated S and C out as output. But the size of A was 4-bit, the size of B was 4-bit, the size of sum was 4-bit. But carry out is 1-bit because whenever you perform addition, you'll get only 1-bit carry. You cannot get a 4-bit carry output out of the total addition. Now let me expand this. It should have been, we should have 4 gates. One full adder, one full adder, one full adder, one full adder. Ripple carry adder had 4 full adders, right? Now each full adder had 3 inputs, A, B, C in. So 3 inputs you can assume, A, B, C in. You can match it also. Again, A, B, C in, XOR gate. These are all XOR gates of the ripple carry adder. And this is the carry AB, BC, AC and OR it. AB plus BC in plus AC in. So it is very important that you keep in mind or remember the expressions for the ripple carry and the full adder, so that we can use it everywhere. Full adder and half adder expressions. So this is over. Now let us synthesize it and let us simulate it. The synthesis is done. We'll close this. See, there is something known as summary over here. If I come to the console window, see, if I come to the console window, let me just drag it for you people. Okay. So this is the console window. In the console window, you can see it is telling that we have started running synthesize XST. So we are synthesizing it. You can see that we have compiled, we have analyzed the hierarchy. What do we mean by hierarchy? When we speak about hierarchy, it means that what is the top level module and what is the sub modules. In this full adder, if you see, we have only one main module, so that is nothing but ripple carry adder module. But if you implement ripple carry adder using gate level model, there will be 4 full adders. If you reflect on the diagram for the ripple carry adder, there will be 4 full adders in the ripple carry adder. In that case, main module will be ripple carry adder. The sub modules will be the full adder 1, full adder 2, full adder 3 and full adder 4. That is why here it is reflected as hierarchy. The parent is the ripple carry adder, you can assume, and the child will be the full adders. Now when you analyze the ripple carry adder, see here it is found 4-bit XOR gate for signal. So what type of signal was S? S was 4-bit, 3 down to 0. Each bit had 1 XOR gate. So there are other things, macros, statistics, 1-bit XOR 4, 1-bit XORs are there. Partition, there is no partitioning. So we'll come to know about all these things as we go on in the sessions. Then speed grade is -5 because we had selected -5 for the FPGA. Sometimes here you will find even the power report, clock report, all other reports will be reflected over here. Now we'll come back to our normal view, file view, project view. To come back to the original layout of the screen, go to layout, give load default. So you'll get the default layout what we were using till now. So now what I told, we will do the simulation. So click on simulation, right click over here, right click, new source. So what is that we are going to do? Verilog text fixture. So ripple carry adder underscore test. Done. Add to project. Next finish. So I'm getting a test bench. So module ripple carry adder underscore test. Register 3 down to 0. All input should be declared as register. Now, see, I can write A and B here directly, which will mean that A and B is each 3 down to 0. But Cin is 1 bit in size. Cin is a scalar which is 1 bit in size. So I cannot combine Cin and write over here. That's why it is written in a separate line. Everything which is of the same size, all parameters or all variables, all literals which are of the same bit size can be written in a single register element. But those of different sizes should be reflected differently. Again, wire 3 down to 0. S is 4 bit, so it is written separately. Cout is 1 bit, so it is written separately. So this is another way I told we can use this. So this is mapping. This way also can be followed. So since it is generated by the system, this is as it is. Or else if you write, if we write as per what we are solving, how will we instantiate? So let me make it as a comment so that let us test that. RCA gate 1 I told. So what is the first element? In the main module, if you see, this is the main module. Here I have S, C out, A, B, C in. So the same order I should write over here. S, comma, C out, comma, A, comma, B, comma, C in. If you make variations in this order, it will not work out. So you should write in the same order, which means that this S is mapped to this S. C out is mapped to C out. A is mapped to A, B is mapped to B, and C in is mapped to C in. That's why we write this. Or else using this you can do perfect mapping if the order is changing. Now, in the test bench we will have 3 initials. We are following the process of writing 3 initials. What is the first initial we are writing? The first initial what we are writing is for the test fixture. The second initial what we are writing is for the monitoring, to get the printed statements in the console window. The third initial what we are writing is to stop. Now let us write the first initial. So the first initial is hash A is equal to 0, hash B is equal to 0, I mean C in is equal to 0. Let me declare this as 0 time units, hash 0. Now this we'll remove, I don't want this. You can keep it also. So what is the next one? Full adder, ripple carry adder, right? So in ripple carry adder, I will give say hash 5. After 5 time units, A is equal to. Now what is the value of A? It is not 1 bit in size, it is actually 4 bits in size. So since it is in 4 bits in size, we should give 4 tick B000. If it was 1 bit, you could have given directly, or this is also equivalent to 1 tick B0. So it is not 1 bit in size. A is 4 bits in size. So 4 tick B0000. Any values you can give. So if you take the combination, say I'll write, if you take the combination A is 4 bit, that means it can take the value from 000 to 1111. Similarly, B is also 4 bit size vector, so it can take the value from 000 to 111. Any 16 values, any of the 16 combinations it can take. Let me take this as, so let me take A is equal to 0100 because it should be 4 bits, and B is equal to again 4 tick B 0000. I will retain so that we can initially calculate, but initially we don't have a scene, so always scene should be made 0 initially, so it is made 0. So here also, okay, fine. Let us see whether we are getting the results. B is equal to 4 tick B 1111. 2 combinations I will give. I will not give any other combinations. And for this combination, again, scene should be equal to 0. Because everywhere my C of 0 is 0. Only I will get the output C out. I will not get any C in. My C in will always be 0 for the ripple carry architecture which we have discussed. So initial, begin. 2 cases I have written, but you will get lot of cases. You can write any 3 to 4 cases over here. I have written 2 cases. So let us see whether we are getting these 2 cases. You can write you will get 16 cross 16. You will get around 16 into 16. So you'll get around 256 cases. So I don't want 256 cases. I want only 16, some to 3 to 4 cases. That is enough for us. So I will write initial $monitor $monitor. So initial $monitor. So actually I'm displaying the time also. So let me write $time, comma, A is equal to percentage B, comma, B is equal to percentage B, comma, scene is equal to, these are the values which I should see. Then S is equal to percentage B, comma, C out is equal to percentage B. So I should see A, I should see B, I should see scene, then I want a sum and I want a C out. So syntax, this should be correct. Then initial hash, according to our code test bench, what I've written, 0 plus 5. So after 5 time units, I will get the output. So during the first 5 time units, I will get 0 to 5, this will be the output. And from 5 to wherever I stop, that will be the output. So I will get hash $10 stop. Now I would like to mention, what is this percentage B? Percentage B represents the results are in binary format. Percentage D will represent the result is in decimal format. And percentage O will represent the result is in octal format, and percentage H will represent it is in hexadecimal format. Since it is in binary format, we have given percentage B. So let me save this, check the syntax. So I should click simulation over here, then ripple carry underscore test over here, then only this will open in the processes. Check syntax. So I will not get any errors, but you should make sure that you will not get any errors. So now our test simulation window will open. So this is our simulation window. Now in the simulation window, go to waveform. Where is our waveform? This is our waveform. So let me minimize this. Where did we stop the waveform? I stopped it at 10. How many inputs, set of inputs I gave? First I gave the input as 0, 1, 0, 0. And what was my A equal to? 0, 1, 0, 0. So I can show you the program also. See, first at 0, A was 0, 1, 0, 0. B was 0, 0, 0, 0. C was 0. So if you can check over here, A was 0, 1, 0, 0. B was 0, 0, 0. C was 0, 1, 0, 0. So what is happening to my output? So A plus B plus C, and C should always be 0, I told. So I'll get sum is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0. In the next combination, after 5 time units, 5 to 10, I've retained the next combination. So I made A as 0, 0, 0, B as 1, 1, 1. So I've got the errors correctly. But there is one error in the console window. If you can see, B is equal to ampersand B. It is showing. That means we have made a mistake. So what is that mistake? Here, instead of giving percentage B, I have given ampersand B. Let us check for one value which will generate carry and check the result. So we'll come back to our navigator. So this should have been, there is an error. So this should have been percentage B. So B should be percentage B, because of which there was an error. Let me give this as A is equal to 4 tick 1 1 1. Now what should be the result? Let us add and keep the result so that we can verify. A is equal to 1 1 1 1. B is equal to 1 1 1 1. So what should be the solution value? So what should be the solution? So if I add 1 plus 1, I will get a 0. There will be a carry of 1. 1 plus 1 will be a 0, but there will be a carry of 1. Since I have a carry of 1, where will the carry be? 1. So 1 plus 1 will be, this value will be equal to 1, correct? So again, there will be a carry of 1. So this value will be equal to 1. Again, 1 plus 1, I will have 1. But again, there will be a carry of 1. So 1 plus 1, again, what will be 1 plus 1? Again, I will have 1. And there will also be one more carry. So I'll also get 1 plus 1 1 with one carry. So let us see. C out is equal to 1. So this is what we should get. Our output should be 1 1 1 0 with C out is equal to 1. So let us simulate the screen and just check whether we are getting it. So I made this 1 plus 1. So let me save it. So there's some error it is showing, syntax error in line number 44. If I click on this, it will point to the error. So which means that the error will be in that particular line or any other line above that. Or even sometimes it will be below, but ideally most of the cases it will be above that. So I missed the B over here. That is the error it is showing. So let me check this. You have to save it and then check the syntax. It's clear. So no problem. Now we'll simulate it and we'll go to the other window. So the simulator is open. So we have the simulator which is already open now. Just now it opened. So now let me see the waveform. See, I can see I made some modifications that is reflected over here. And also I made some modification here, percentage B, that is also reflected. So it is the same thing, the simulate. So two values I have. The first, we can move this. There is a mouse window, you can move that. Okay. So the first one was 0100, 0100 with 000 from 0 to 5 time units according to the test bench. 0 to 5. From 5 to 10 is the second value. So from 5 to 10 it is the second value. Now what is happening from 5 to 10? 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. What is the solution? 1 1 1 0 with the carry of 1. So I can move the pointer over here. What is the carry? Carry is 1. So let us check if it is the same thing in the console window. See, it is the same thing. Whatever we calculated is retained in the console window. So we could get the ideal or our calculated output. Whatever we calculated, we got that in the console window. Now this is ripple carry adder using data flow model. But we should also do ripple carry adder using structural model. So let me go to the ripple carry adder program. So I have the ripple carry adder over here. So I want to do it using. Now let us try to implement this in using structural modeling style. Now this is the existing program for the ripple carry adder or parallel adder using data flow model. Now let us write the program for structural model. Now in structural model, so this data flow, input, output, all this remains the same. What changes is only the logic involved. So in the data flow model, if you see the diagram using circuit verse which I reflected, I have 4 full adders. So full adder 0, full adder 1, I have full adder 2, and I have full adder 3. These are the 4 full adders. Now in all the 4 full adders, so in all the 4 full adders, the full adder is the same thing, but I've used it 4 times. So one full adder only I'm going to use, but I'm using 4 times. So I have 4 gates: full adder gate 1, full adder gate 2, full adder gate 3, and full adder gate 4, because I'm using 4 times. Now how will I write? If I write, okay, let me write the program for full adder just below this. So how will a full adder program look like? Module full adder S comma C out, A comma B comma C in. Then I have input A comma B comma C in. Then I have output S comma C, which means C out. Then what did I do? I'll write assign S is equal to A XOR B XOR C in. This is the expression for full adder, right? So I will write over here expression for full adder. Next, what is the expression for sum? This is for sum. Now next, what is the expression for carry? Assign C is equal to, because carry is C I have written, C is equal to A and B or B and C in, or A and C in. So this is the expression for carry. Assign, then it is end module. You can write full adder module in anything, in any modeling style. Now what are we doing? We are calling this full adder over here. So this is the main module. In the ripple carry adder module, I have 4 full adders. So this acts as the main module and this is the sub module for us. So which means during the execution, when I call this first full adder, when the simulation takes place, when it comes to first full adder, it assumes that this program exists over here, because the module name of full adder is same as the module name what I've used over here. But I've used it 4 times. That doesn't mean that I have to write the program 4 times. It means if I write once, it is enough, because this module only comes into existence over here. But what happens? So full adder G0 only I will write, because it is easy for us. G0, G1. So I will write G2 and I will write G3 over here. Now in G0, in the first full adder, what was our sum equal to? In the first full adder, our sum was equal to S of 0. What was the carry equal to? C of 1. What was your input equal to? A of 0. What is the next input? B of 0. And what was the next input? Next input is C in. I can write either C in or I can write C of 0. It won't make any difference. This is the first full adder, which means S of 0 is getting mapped to S. C will, whatever is C will be equal to C of 1. Whatever is A will be equal to A of 0. Whatever is B will be equal to B of 0. And your C in will be equal to C of 0. Next, coming to the second full adder. So I told you the same module, it is assumed that the same module exists over here and simulation takes place. So in the second full adder, what is a sum equal to? S of 1. What is a carry equal to? S of 2. What is your A equal to? A of 1. B is equal to B of 1, and the C in is equal to C of 1. And the third full adder, what happens? So in the third full adder, it is S of 2, comma, C of 3, comma, A of 2, comma, B of 2. I have C of 2. This is the third one. And the fourth one, so it is S of 3. Here I can write either C of 4 or I can write C out. It is our choice. C of 4. So this can be, this is A of 3. Again, this is A of 2. And this will be C of 3. Now, if I write C of 0 over here, I should write the statement assign C of 0 is equal to C in. I should write this. If I want to avoid this statement, it is your choice. You can use it or you don't use it. It is your choice. I can write directly C in over here. Okay. Then this is C out, right? So I can write directly C out. If I don't write the statement, again I have to write assign C out is equal to C of 4. So I had to actually write assign C out is equal to C of 4. That's why I put it in comments so that we are not using that. So I've used C in over here and I've used C out over here. In that case, only this 3 is required over here and it is starting from C1. I don't require 0, I require 1. We can modify it accordingly. So this is the main module. Now in gate level model, we have a main module and we'll also have a sub module. So this is the sub module. For our understanding, I'm writing it as main module and sub module in structural or gate level model. Now this is main module and this is the sub module. Whenever we write gate level model, we will always have a main module and sub module. We can write sub module until there we invoke primitives. This sub module is actually written in data flow model. You can write it in any modeling style. So let me save it. I have an error. So it's showing there is an error in line number 33. Which means that the error will be in that particular line or in the line above it, I told generally. So there is no errors. Now come back to, if come back to the left hand side over here. Here I want people to concentrate on the left hand side design. We can see that I have a ripple carry adder which is having 4 sub modules. The name of each sub module is full adder only, but it is called 4 times. We have 4 gates. So like just and using an AND gate 4 times, but the AND gate is same. Only thing what is the input is changing. So full adder is same where we have called 4 times. So this is okay. Let us check the syntax. Now checking the syntax, you can use run or rerun. Okay. So this program represents a ripple carry adder in structural model. So check syntax, no problem. Let us view the RTL schematic. You should always view the RTL schematic for the top level model. That's why I've selected ripple carry adder. I cannot select this and give RTL. I selected this and gave the RTL. So ripple carry adder, same figure I'm getting. If I click on this, So I'll get a ripple carry architecture, which is like this. The synthesized architecture. Now, what is synthesis? Synthesis is mapping software to hardware domain. I've written the program in software. I'm checking how it will look in the hardware. So most of the tools will not generate the same synthesized diagram. Now I have selected here Spartan FPGA series. Because of that, I'm getting the synthesis like this. It will vary from tool to tool. So the Xilinx is giving a synthesis diagram like this. It is not the same as we predicted, but the working is same. Working of the ripple carry adder will be same. So now this is done. Let us go to the simulation, check whether it is working correctly. We already have the test bench written with us. Did we make any changes? We did not make any changes as such in the test bench. So we'll see whether we are getting the same results. We have the input and output. So let us check. Syntax is already done. We'll see whether we'll get the result. So I've got the results over here. Let us verify it, whether it's the same thing. Now, according to my test bench, at 0 time unit, A was 0, A was 0, 1, 0, 0, B was 0, 0, 0. I should get C in is 0. Actually, I should get C in is 0. Sum should be 0, 0. So I think the sum is not matching. Is the sum matching? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Sum should have been 0, 1, 0, 0. But I'm getting 1 over here, which means there should be an error in the program. So you have to check the error in the program, or there is an error in the test bench. So it is definitely the error in the program. We'll check the error in the program. So there is an error in the program because of which we are not getting correct results. This should have been B of 3. Which is a small error, but still it is not giving you correct results. So again, I'm checking the syntax. RTL view, let us see how the RTL view is generated. Because of this change, is there any change in the RTL view? Let us see. So we're getting the similar RTL view. There's no change in the RTL view. So now we'll simulate it. To simulate, what we should do, check, select simulation, select the test bench, then give simulate behavioral model. So it is simulated. Let us see the waveform window now. Now I'll see the result in the console window. Here is the console window in the bottom. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Cin is 0. Sum is 0, 1, 0, 0. It's correct. Even the next one is correct. So the same thing will be there even in the waveform. So the first combination is A is 0, 1, 0, 0. B is 0, 0, 0, 0. If I add 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, no carry. Next one is A is 1, 1, 1, 1. B is 1, 1, 1, 1. So the sum will be equal to 1, 1, 1, 0 with carry. So carry is 1 over here. So this is working. This is how a ripple carry adder will work in structural model.